Hey everybody, welcome back. Tonight we're doing something slightly different. And this is going to be an initial impressions video on a razor that is going to be being passed around to a couple other YouTube wet tubers, whatever you want to call this. And that razor is one you've probably seen if you watch Chris's channel or IAMCDB. That is the Broman, however you want to say this, razor. Got this today. Have never used it. I like the heft. The heft is really nice. I like the feel of it. Stand's kind of cool, comes with that. And in here, if you've already watched the video, you'll know that this will open up and reveal some blades. Now I'm not using any of these blades here. These are ones that Chris sent with the razor. Since we're doing initial impressions, I already have a half Dorco Prime Platinum blade that I have in my Focus Slim Shavette. So I can already tell plastic, not the greatest. I'm not super impressed with that. Although it does hold that nice and tightly, try to get that over and get that out. But like Chris said, if this does fail, I can see this being the point of failure. So we're just going to take our already pretty broken in half, not cut, Dorco blade, first use. We'll just load this in. Loading it is pretty easy. So there's the Dorco blade. Man, my lighting in here sucks. There's the Dorco. Just close that up in there. Interestingly, you can see that on the very ends right here, there are the tabs. So if you break the blade in half like I did, doesn't really matter, you can still put it in there. It'll still work perfectly fine. Now, the soap I'm using, I'm kind of limited on what I can use right now, as my den is mostly packed up. We're in the process of packing our house and moving. But I did leave out Black Amber Vanille by WSP. Because one, this is my absolute favorite scent. Two, WSP is kind of my go-to soap when I'm using a razor for the first time or a blade. With very few exceptions, I've done that. And also today, what is today? The 12th of May is my 2-year wet shaving anniversary. Apparently I hit my 1-year mark on my channel last week before that, something like that, and I have no idea. Because I didn't write that down. So I missed that. But today's my 2-year anniversary for wet shaving. So I'm using my absolute favorite scent, and we're gonna try this blade out here. And I have the lather whipped up beautifully in my copper Captain's Choice bowl. Another bowl I have left here in the house. And the only brush I have right now is my Peregrino 24 mil from PAA. I think this is the Roswell knot. Very soft knot, but it does have a lot of backbone. Well, not like a ton of backbone, but enough backbone that you can lather a harder soap like WSP. But it's still soft, you can paste lather. And it'll just, it's a nice knot. Displays easily. The handle is comfortable. This is a nice brush. I normally go for 26 millimeter knots, but this is 24 and it's actually not bad. It holds lather really well. As also, I can't talk tonight. Oh, you think it'd be Monday? I can't talk. All right, so there we go. All lathered up, ready to go. 4 minutes in, 4.5 minutes in. So we're gonna try the Broman. Now, the only video I've seen on this particular razor is Chris, and he did say it's a mild razor. Yeah, it's mild. I can hear it cut. I can feel it cut. I can feel the after effects of it cutting. But it's leaving a lot of residual soap on here. I don't like that. Yeah, that's not impressive at all. I can see hair in here, but I can't feel anything like it's cutting. I can hear the auto feedback, but I can't. There's no blade feel. It's leaving a bunch of lather on here, and my lather's not that thick. But it's leaving lather on the face, which is something I am not used to. Now the hard part, the key here, you can see where the blade is. Right there. Is underneath the nose. Let's see if I can get this. I can feel it. I can see the whiskers there because my chin was really, it had really thick and coarse hair. And I can feel the after effect of that. Oh, look at the back end. On the back side, can you see all that hair? So it is cutting. It's just, I mean, it's mild, very mild. I kind of use the Gillette Tech as kind of like my meter o' mild. And I dare say this is more mild than a Tech. Because the Techs are pretty stinking mild razors. And this one feels a lot more mild. And there's zero blade feel. Half the time I couldn't tell if it was cutting or not. I mean, this might be one to use if you need to clean up a little bit, like after a straight razor shave, maybe a shavette shave. I mean, if your hair goes wonky like mine, or I can't get BBS with a shavette or a straight, because my hair grows like this and up in weird angles. I can't get BBS with a shavette or a straight razor. But if you want a BBS shave, this one might not be bad for that. To do a kind of a cleanup pass after. Maybe with residuals like this or something. But, I mean, for the hobbyist, I honestly don't know. This would have been phenomenal for the blind full shave. Although loading it would have been a little bit more challenging. I don't want to say this is going to be impossible to cut yourself with this, but you're going to have to try really hard to cut yourself with this. I'm sure it can be done. I'm not going to try it. Still a lot of hair. I have 1 day growth, because I did shave last night with a shavette. With like a 9th or 10th use Kai mild pink something or other blade. So I didn't get the closest shave yesterday. Still got a dang fine shave, but not as close as with the fresh AC blade. All right, now against the grain, the real test of this razor here. And mild doesn't bother me. I generally prefer more aggressive razors. That's just my personal preference. When I was using DEs a lot more, one of my daily drivers was the Merkur Future. I'm setting one because I shaved every day. But that is a fairly, oh look, I did cut myself. Although I did have a bump there, so I'm not counting that. I had a little bump on my neck prior to the shave. I'm not counting this as a weeper. I'm counting as I got a bump. Like Chris says, if you have a bump, it doesn't count. So I'm not counting it. Look at that. It's rolling over that. And this is when you have to squeegee. It doesn't flow through. My lather is not that thick. It's rinsing very nicely. It's not a thick, dense lather. It's thick but creamy. It's, yeah, I don't know. We'll see post third against the grain pass how it feels. A bump. Still hear a lot of hair coming off that way. I don't know. Now that we've done that, let's do a quick rinse. A lot of hair left here against the grain. A little bit here. Definitely some of the neck left. In a hurry, would this be a passable shave? Yes. Is this a razor that I would want to use all the time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is it a bad razor? I mean, it's not one that I would plan on purchasing, me personally. It's not my style. It is not efficient enough. I mean, I have plenty of other razors to use if I need a little bit of cleanup after a shavette shave. Would this be something you could use for travel? If you check a suitcase. Yes. If you're doing a carry-on, no, because you have the loose blade. You cannot even carry on an injector with a blade installed. That's a big no-no. So this one with the removable blade, absolutely not. Yeah. And look, listen to that. It's still coming off after multiple passes. Or just scraping it, still getting hairs. This is not that efficient for a one-day growth. Now, to be fair, I do have fairly coarse hair. And my hair does grow in rather quick. But for my beard type and growth, I cannot recommend this. I can't. At least not for a daily driver. Now, if you have slightly thinner hair that's not coarse, it's kind of fine, you can go a couple days without shaving. Yeah, it's fine. If you want something that you can use to clean up after a straight razor or shavette shave, yeah, absolutely, you can do that. But as a daily driver, not so much. At least not for my hair type. Now, is it a bad razor? No, not at all. But it's still, for me personally, not one I would purchase. Am I glad I got the chance to use it? Absolutely. Now later on, I'm not sure if it's going to be before or after the move, I do plan on doing a comparison video because I did ask Chris to compare this, because he did this compared to the Leaf razor. And I said, well, I know he has one of these razors as well. They take the same kind of blade. Also a single one of these blades. So I asked him how it compared to the Razzorock Echo, whatever you want to pronounce it. And he said that is smoother. This one's more efficient. I'm going to test that out in one of my next videos with fresh blades on both of those. I'm going to use, where did I put them? Because Chris did send some blades with it, I don't want to use all of his. So I'm going to use mine, and that will be the Crown Saloon Pack that I got with the Ego. So I'll be using that. So that'll be coming along in the next video or so. And Rick, if you're still watching, I have not forgotten about the 5 cents of spring tag, but all of my soaps are in my new house. Sorry, I'll have to do that later. Anyway, final thoughts, first impressions. Like the heft, very mild. I am concerned about the little plastic portion here. And although that was a nice, that's a close shave after it took multiple passes to get it. Feeling it now, I mean, there's still hair down here, still hair here. Chin's pretty clean. I'll mess this a little later after I finish, but for initial impressions are not the greatest. It's not one I would consider adding to my den. Although I do think it's cool that they do include the stand that can also hold blades. So props for that. If they could make it just slightly more aggressive, that would be better for me personally. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you all later this week, next week, whenever I do the next video, comparing the Broman or Broman to the Razzorock Echo or Echo, whichever way you prefer. Y'all have a good one.